What's up? This is DreadCode, and I kind of wanted to touch a subject this week because since my last video, it's just been a domino effect of what's been going on with my personal life, with my dreads. I guess it all started last week when I made the video about permanent dreadlock extensions, and on my Instagram page, when I put up saying that there is a new video on it, there's a lot of comments along the lines of saying it's ungodly, it wasn't right, and why would I be doing this, and how it was like disrespectful towards them. And I am perfectly fine with opinions. I think it's great when you guys give me feedback, whether it's positive or negative. It lets me know for future reference. But when the negative comments are specified towards another part of the dreadlock community, I just don't think that that's okay. So I guess this week's topic is gonna be about exclusion within the community. Since that that day and everything that happened with all the negative feedback, I just didn't really let it get to me. It wasn't something that really bothered me that much, because I just know that I'm comfortable with my own dread journey, and that's just how it is. But and everything was fine for the most part during the week. And I went to go visit my mom the other day with my sister, and someone that lives near my mom used to have dreadlocks. So my mom really wanted me to meet him, and so did my mom's new husband wanted me to meet this guy that used to have dreadlocks. So I went over to talk to him, and he's an older guy. He didn't have dreadlocks anymore. And you can tell that he did have dreadlocks. You can kind of still see the sectioning of them. So I was just excited to talk to him and just to kind of ask how long did he have them, and different things like that. And he seemed like he was interested in my dreadlocks. He was just kind of looking at them, and he didn't give any weird looks to me. It was just like a very cordial exchange. It was very awkward, I guess, because it's just kind of like throwing two people with dreadlocks and aren't going to get along just because they have dreadlocks. So that was just a weird situation to be put in. And then when I left my mom's house, I went into a supermarket to go use the restroom, and as I was walking in, this lady came up to me and she said, "I've never seen a white person with dreadlocks." And for the record, I'm not white. I'm part Mexican, among other things, and my hair is very curly, and it's the perfect hair for dreadlocks. But it just kind of caught me off guard that this stranger came up to me and said, "Hey, I've never seen a white girl with dreadlocks. This is news to me." And I kind of looked at her weird, because it just made me uncomfortable. I've never been approached to like that, and I just kind of gave her this look, and I was like, "Yeah, I've had dreadlocks for a while now." And she's like, "Oh, I bet you only have dreadlocks because you don't like brushing your hair, huh?" And I just kind of stopped, and I was confused because I didn't really know how to respond to her. I wasn't like planning on talking to her or anything. So I was just kind of like, "Well, I've had dreadlocks for a while now, and I did them myself. I really love them, and whether they're because I don't like to brush my hair or not, I just like them." And she just gave me this look, and she looked at my dreadlocks, and she looked back at me, and she just shook her head in disagreement. She's like, you just don't like to brush your hair, and that's the end of the story. And then she walked away, pissed off at me. And I knew that it was one of those situations to where she would mention it to someone else, saying, "Oh, I met someone who had dreadlocks, and she was this white girl, and she was a faker," something weird. I just knew it was something weird to where she would quickly forget about it, but it was something that I was gonna remember to the point that I would talk to in my videos about it. So as I was walking towards the restroom, I was just kind of like shooken up about it. I didn't really know how to, because no one's ever came up to me and just kind of talked like that to me. Whether I had dreadlocks or when I had my short hair, my curly hair, it was just awkward. I didn't understand it. And I don't know, it just kind of touched the subject about permanent dreadlock extensions and just the whole exclusion of the community and how everyone's kind of against each other in it. I knew that there is a lot of conflict within the community since I started researching more about dreadlocks before I had it, and I understood there is a lot of people who were biased towards each other in dreadlocks. You know, people who back home say, oh, this is the best method, and we don't like people who twist and rip, and people who twist and rip say, you know, we don't like people who back home, and you know, so on with like natural neglect, and how they say that's the best method and we don't like anyone who does any of the other things. Or, you know, even just race was saying, oh, white people can't have dreadlocks. Oh, why is it that only black people say that they can have dreadlocks? And it gets very tiring after a while of seeing that. And it just bugs me. It bugs me a lot that our dreadlock community gets so much hate, and so many people are ill-informed, and whether you have dreadlocks or you know someone with dreadlocks, it's just like why would you want to exclude anyone from the community? This is supposed to be the community where you learn, and that's the whole point of dreadlocks, is to go through a journey with them and to learn patience and acceptance and to be kind of vulnerable to yourself in learning, and to see arrogance and to see people not want to learn any more than they already know, or think that they already know everything, and they say, well, I don't want to learn anymore, I already know everything, and I don't want anything to do with people who do this method, who crochet their dreads, who get permanent dreadlock extensions, because that's fake. I don't want to know that. It just bothers me, especially as someone who runs a dreadlock page that informs everybody on these subjects, who I feel like it's my responsibility as part of the community. I think it's everyone's responsibility to kind of be open and to learn as much as you can and just share information as much as possible. So after this week, it kind of shed a lot of light on that, and I've had dreadlocks for over a year now, and I haven't had as much as an awkward situations happen as much as it happened this week, of people who just rather not want to understand, who rather point a finger and say that's wrong, rather than to look at someone with dreadlocks and wonder why, and just kind of be open about it. So hopefully that all my thoughts got across correctly. I feel like it is just something I needed to get off my chest, and more than just a quick text post, I just really needed to say it out loud. And I feel like that woman coming up to me inside the grocery store, that's something that's kind of gonna stay with me for a long time, just because it was one of the first incidents I had to where someone came up to me and it was, you know, just completely negative. There is no open-mindedness. A lot of people come up to me or ask me stuff in public, or when I'm in the drive-thru, when I go up to the window, they see my dreadlocks and I tell them that they can touch them, and I let them know as much as they can in my little brief moment that I'm there. And for the most part, it's really positive. You know, I feel really embraced. But, you know, there is going to be the people out there that aren't going to embrace it. or that have dreadlock extensions and just don't want anything to do with what I have to say, or just want nothing to do with me because they don't believe in anything that I represent. I just hope that, you know, no matter what your race or your gender or your sexual preference or anything, I just hope that when you get dreadlocks, or if you're thinking about dreadlocks, that that's not something that's gonna, you know, shut you down from having it, or make you want to comb them out, or to shave your head or anything. I hope that that's something that, you know, is that you can fight against, because I think that's a really big part of the journey. And if you have dreadlocks, you know, try to inform people, try to spread love as much as you can, try to just acknowledge that, you know, we're a diverse community just like any other community. There's not just one way to do it. My way isn't the best way, just like how the person next to me, their way isn't going to be the best way either. It just is what it is. So I guess that's all I have to say about that. I think this is a little bit more serious than I intended it to be, but you know, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Please comment down below and just kind of let me know what you guys think about this whole mess that is kind of just unaddressed in the community. And you know, give me your opinions, and if you think I'm wrong for saying any of this, or if you agree with me, please like, subscribe, all of the above. And I'll see you next week.